the false card you have for your past is the Four of Cups. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of up and down feelings in this. I think you might have been going through a few, moods, difficult moods, up and down moods, mood swings. And I don't know if this was situational or whether it was just a mood. You're feeling things very deeply, you're very touchy, had all this going on, I think, and it might not have been for any reason. I mean, sometimes I have them for no reason. But yeah, I'm also seeing cautiousness in this as well. I'm seeing two separate things. But they're kind of blending together as well. I think there is someone around you, or there's someone around you who really cares for you. I think they want to be with you. They might already be with you. But there's a lot of unsurety around you. You might even be afraid of getting close to them. It might be these moods that are kind of fueling these unsure feelings, or it might be two separate things. But I can't quite see, because I see that they're kind of, snowballing the other one, if that makes sense. Like, you have an unsure feeling and that makes you feel a bit moody, and then the mood makes you have the unsure feeling. So it's kind of going backwards and forwards like that, if that makes sense to you. So I think part of this, especially the unsure feeling part, might be due to the way you were treated in the past, because I think you're really hurt. I think someone from your past, I think they might have even abandoned you. It might have been that bad, and something happened out of nowhere, like they left out of nowhere, or something happened just out of nowhere. I'm just seeing this really great big bewildering loss, where you felt just lost, completely lost, and it was like maybe you thought things were fine and then suddenly they left, or they just really hurt you for no reason. It was something like that. It was a big shock. I'm seeing this big sudden shock. And I think this person might have, this person from your past who hurt you might have put up a lot of barriers as well. I think they might have either blocked you. And I'll just say this, I don't know if this is going to make sense, but this is just coming to me, so I'll say it anyway. It might be crazy, but I'll say it. I'm also seeing barriers being put up between them and someone else as well, someone who you cared about. So there's a barrier between them and you, and a barrier between them and someone else. So I'm not sure what that means. That's just what I'm seeing. So hopefully someone will understand that. But there's the really big thing in this is that, it was really sudden. And I think when that happened to you, I think it gave you this feeling that, if something like that can happen out of nowhere, then anything can happen. Any terrible thing can just happen to me at any time. So that kind of sets you in this kind of bewildered, scared kind of mode. And that was what put this fear into you. It's a little bit like, when you have a dream and you want to scream or call out to someone, but you can't. It's that thing. And they put this block up and you wanted to reach them, but you couldn't reach them. And this other person couldn't either. That's what I'm seeing. Now, you're over this person now, which is fantastic. And I think you do have some of these fears, though. You have these fears that the same kind of thing might happen to you again. That's what I'm seeing. And I can understand why you would fear that. I really can. Now, I can't tell you that horrible things won't happen to you ever again. I'd love to be able to tell you that, but I can't tell you that. What I am seeing is that this person you're around now is a totally different kind of person to the other person. So just be careful that these insecure feelings don't push them away. I'm not blaming you, but, and I know you're not always like this. It's just the combination of the two things together at this time. I think you might be subconsciously pushing them away before they push you. It might be like, well, I know this is going to happen. I'm going to be left, so I'm going to do things to kind of push them. And you're not thinking that consciously. It's this subconscious thing. So I'm not seeing them pushing you away. I'm not seeing them wanting to be away from you. It might be feeling as if they are doing that, but I think that's because of all these emotions that you're getting. So it might be that. So just be mindful of that. If this is all resonating with you, just be very, very careful, because I am seeing this is a good person and they're not like this old person at all. So yeah, the next card you have your past is the Three of Pentacles. So yeah, if you are in this relationship and you do feel a bit insecure, again, I can't see any reason for that to happen. I can't see any reason why you might be worried, but I can't see a reason why, a logical reason why, but I can see an emotional reason why. That, I hope that makes sense to you. You know, I think this person you're with can be a bit forgetful sometimes, but they're not backing away from you. Again, I'm seeing they want to be with you. And the thing that's standing out to me in this card is this team of three with these 3 coins. They're like a little team. So I don't know if there's someone else that you're taking care of. I am seeing someone who you see as a priority in your life. Now, not this love connection, another person. It's not a third party. It's someone who you take care of, someone who will always be in your life. That's what I'm seeing, a separate person who means a lot to you. Now, again, this is a team of 3. I'm seeing this very, very clearly. And to me, these 3 wheels look a bit like cogs in a machine. And that makes me think of that saying, you know, running like clockwork. So 3 people, you, this love connection, and this other person you're taking care of, you all have the potential to work really well as a team. Now, I don't know if that's going to make sense to you, but that's what I'm seeing in that. Now, if you want this to happen, if you want to run like clockwork, if you want to be a team, if you want to be with this person, again, just be very careful that you're not standing in the way of all of this happening. I hope I'm not bossy. I don't mean to be. I just keep on seeing these warnings that you've got a good thing and you might lose it. That's what I keep seeing. So the last card you have your past is the Two of Cups. Okay, look at this. This is a really deep, beautiful connection. Again, if this is all resonating, do not sabotage this. I know you don't mean to. I know you don't want to. Nobody would deliberately sabotage anything like this. They wouldn't. So if you have these feelings, these moods, this kind of unsurety, try to relax if you can, and try to, you know, sometimes if we act on impulse, it can be the absolute worst. And I've done it myself. I'm Aries. I do it all the time. And I've tried to train myself not to do that, especially texting. I used to say, oh, you blah, 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 and text things to people. And then I'd be, oops, uh-oh, too late. It's out there. They've got it. Uh-oh. So what I do now is I have on my phone this little notepad and I just type it in there and I just keep it there. And so I've typed it, it's out of my system. It feels like I'm texting it to someone, but I haven't, and it's there on my phone. So, you know, it's there. I can look at it later and be angry, but it hasn't got to the person. So it's kind of like using little tactics to get it out of your system, but not get yourself in a situation where, you know, you regret something. I have probably a million notepads on my phone full of stuff that I don't send to people. So you might not want to do that. I don't know. That's just something I do. But it's like you're training yourself to not act so impulsively. I have had to do that. So, you know, I'm not telling you off. I'm not, you know, blaming you for anything. You know, I just don't want you to sabotage this, because this connection can really, really grow into something really significant, something really beautiful, something really, really special. But it has to happen naturally. It has to happen organically. And the only way for this to happen is if you allow yourself to sit back and just let this happen. Not if you poke it, not if you prod it, not if you look for things that are going wrong, not if you say things like, oh, you texted me 3 times and I texted you 10 times. That's not fair. Or let's keep score here, or you didn't talk to me for 2 hours, or oh, you looked at me funny. You know, just try not to, I'm not saying you're deliberately doing that, but you might be trying to find things that they're doing wrong all the time, or you might be questioning them, or you might be kind of even in your mind, or you're looking for things. Try not to do that if this is all resonating with you, obviously. Just look at the way flowers grow. We don't plant them and then sit there with a stick poking them saying, oh, you're going to die today, or you're going to survive, or what are you doing, or oh, you're facing the wrong way. We don't do that. We just water them and leave them and let them grow. So let this grow organically. Let this grow organically. I don't want to tell you what to do. I don't want to sound bossy. I know I'm sounding bossy. I'm sorry about that. But I can really see this growing into something really, really beautiful. And I want you to sit back and let it happen. This person loves you. They want to be with you. Look at this. The man on this card has a wreath around his head. It's full of roses. Roses obviously symbolize love, passion, all of that. They're also a symbol of manifestation. This person wants to manifest a future with you. Please, please just let it happen. I won't say any more about that because I'll sound like a horrible old person, and maybe I should text this into my phone instead of saying it in this reading. But anyway, I've said it now. So the first card you have for your present is the Knight of Wands. Okay, so I keep on feeling as if I need to keep on telling you to be careful of your emotions. Your emotions are ruling you at this time, if this is resonating, obviously. So this card's about having to hold yourself back. I'm actually seeing a work situation here. I think maybe there might be something unfair happening, or it might just be the way you're seeing things because you're very emotional, so you might be seeing things as more unfair, or than they actually are, or worse than they are, or something. I do think someone is being a bit unfair with you. I'm actually seeing someone who's a little bit arrogant, actually, someone in your workplace. So again, if you try to tackle this with your emotions leading you, I don't think you'll come out of this very well. You won't get the result you want. Just the same as if you kind of try to poke at this person you're in a relationship with, you're not going to get the result you want out of that either. So again, please don't let your emotions rule you. If you look at this knight, he's in his armour, so he's ready to battle. He's like, right, I'm ready to go in and I'm ready to tackle this. But he's not in control of his horse. It's jumping up and down. So you don't want to go into battle like that. You want to go into battle when you're calm and you're clear and you're logical and you have all the information in front of you and you're ready. So again, wait until you're a bit calmer. And that's when you probably should take action. Again, I'm seeing the same thing. I'm sorry I keep saying this. Hopefully this is getting out to someone who needs it if it doesn't resonate with everyone. So the next card you have for your present is the Queen of Swords. Logic. Here is logic. So this queen's totally logical. She's not emotional at all. And like you, she's been through a lot of emotional turmoil, terrible things. People say she's a widow sometimes. There are conflicting things about that, but, she is known as a widow. Some people say that. So, she's seen a lot of very deep emotional sadness. And so again, there's that parallel of your past hurt ruling the way you see things now. So yeah, that's another message again, reminding you, just being aware of that again. And again, I'm seeing in this card, I'm seeing this work situation again. So I think this person who's being a bit unfair with you, they might be trying to maybe undermine you in some way. I think you had to either work or study or train or do all of those things to get to where you are. You worked really hard to get to where you are. And I don't think this is being recognised by this person. They are a little bit arrogant and, maybe they're giving off this impression that you're not as qualified as you are, maybe. It might be something like that. You are. And I think their behaviour is probably making you feel as if, you're being put down, and it's just horrible. It's this horrible feeling. There's also something practical around this. I think it might be an idea that you have that you want to make happen into a project or something. This is something that comes from your mind, it comes from your expertise, your imagination, and that's what's not being recognised by this person or taken seriously. Now, if this is resonating with you, my feeling is that This will eventually happen, this project or this thing that you want to happen. I think it'll go through. I think it's a really good idea as well. I can see that. I think this is going to be down to someone else, not this arrogant person. I'm seeing this queen as you. And I'm just looking at this sword. This sword's being held up against this difficult person, this arrogant person. But then the queen's hands gesturing for someone else to come forward. And they're not in the picture, so you can't see who's there. So this is someone who's in the future. Now, to me, this is about this other person, this person who's going to come and they're going to be on your side. They're not around you now. They might be someone new who's either coming into your workplace or someone who you might not be around you, but they're going to come around you. So this is going to happen, and it's going to happen with the help of someone else. That's what I'm seeing in that card. So the last card you have your present is the Empress. So yeah, here's this person. Here is this person. This person's going to come and help you. They're going to really push this through for you. They're a really, really understanding person. They're going to really understand where you're coming from. They're going to understand moods. They're going to understand emotions because, you know, they're like the Empress. They know all about that. They're very feminine. They know all about emotion. They have a lot of emotional intelligence. And I think this might be someone who's quite high up, so someone who's in authority, and this is a really, really good person to have on your side. I think they have an abundance around them. That's why I'm seeing someone who was kind of high up in their job. You know, they're in charge of a lot of people, I think. And they also truly care about all the people they're in charge, which they nurture them like, a bit like, you know, this Empress is like a mother, so they nurture all the people they're in charge of, and, you know, they care about them, they take care of them. So again, if this is resonating and you are trying to deal with this work situation, first of all, just ride it out. Don't waste your energy on this and don't use your emotions to deal with this. And also ride it out because this other person's going to come in and help with this. And you're going to get through this. I'm seeing that you are going to get through this. So rest on this, like this Empress. Look at how she's resting. She's just sitting there. She looks so comfortable. So be a little bit like that, or at least try to be. So the first card you have your future is the Six of Cups. I love this card too. I know I say that all the time. I don't know if this person you're taking care of in the Three of Pentacles is a child. You might be a single parent. It might be that. Doesn't have to be that. I am seeing this person who abandoned you again in this card. I'm seeing this coming up again. So you're still going to have issues coming from that time springing up in your future. That's what this is telling me. A few emotional issues. And maybe they abandoned a child as well. I hope that isn't the case because it's horrible. It breaks my heart to see that happen. Or it might just be a situation that's not as dramatic as that. Maybe it felt like an abandonment to someone. Because there's a man leaving this scene on the left of this card. Obviously there are children in this card. It's a beautiful scene. But there's a man on the left-hand side walking away and leaving this. So if this is all resonating, what's on this card, and you have had to cope on your own after being left, just know that you're doing a really good job. You're doing really well, and looking into the future, it is going to be positive because of this really good job that you're doing. This is a really, really positive card, and this is showing me also that you've grown so much since you separated from whoever this is. I'm just looking at the flowers growing out of these cups, so this is about growth coming out of emotion represented by the cups. So it's like you've turned a dark emotional situation into a better one. And this is also about congratulations for how you've coped as well. So if this is resonating with you, congratulations. Someone's being given a gift of flowers here. So this is showing me, congratulations, you deserve this gift. That's what I'm seeing in that. So the next card you have for your future is the Seven of Swords. Yes, the sneaky Seven of Swords. I think this might be about this workplace problem. I'm seeing this, I'm seeing this a little bit clearer now, actually. I think someone might be trying to make themselves look good by undermining you. Now again, I was seeing how much you've studied or trained or worked to get to where you are, get to the position where you are, and you deserve to be there. You deserve to be in that position, and you deserve to be recognized. And anyone who tries to big themselves up by trying to put other people down doesn't feel confident in their own abilities, and that's what I'm seeing around that person. So right now, I actually don't think you can do a lot about this person, because I'm just sensing that they might actually be in a position of maybe authority or seniority, or it might just be perceived authority, I don't know, but it's something like that. But I think once this new person steps in, things are going to change. I think a lot of people know what this person's like, this Seven of Swords person, but a lot of people are keeping quiet. They're not saying anything. They know what they're like, but they're keeping quiet. And I'll just tell you how I'm seeing that, because the Seven of Swords is coming out of these tents, and when people are in tents, they're usually asleep, so people are keeping quiet about this for whatever reason. They might be covering themselves. But yeah, things are going to change in your workplace when this new person comes in. So I really hope this happens for you soon. You really, really deserve a lot more than the way I'm seeing you being treated here, definitely. So the last card you have in your future is the Wheel of Fortune. And yeah, so again, this work situation is going to turn around in your favor. I'm actually seeing this arrogant person is probably going to be taking a back seat. I'm not seeing them being fired or anything dramatic like that, but you're going to see a lot less of them. It might be that they're moving to a new area or a new building or something, or you might, or something like that. And whatever happens, you're definitely going to be feeling a lot more comfortable around your workplace. And I'm just getting this feeling of being left to get on with things, having a clear road in front of you. Because, you don't want to have this drama. You don't want to have undermining people. You don't want all that. All you want to do is get on with your work. And now I'm seeing that this is going to happen for you, because this other person's going to be out of the way for you. So that's really positive. I really hope this does resonate with you.